There's a big difference between a party trick and an actual skill. Juggling is a party trick. Doing fancy card shuffles and solving a Rubik's Cube are party tricks. If you can't do one or any of those things, I probably look like I know what I'm doing. But if you're someone who's put real time into mastering them, gone well beyond the party trick phase, it's plain to you that I'm an amateur. This is how YouTube polyglots who claim to speak 20 languages operate. A normie like me thinks you sound fine in all of those languages, but fluent speaker analysis reveals that you're fluent in 2 or 3 of them and barely coherent in the other 17. My biggest problem in life is that my attention span is short. I've got a million party tricks, but very few actual skills. Today I'm going to talk about one of those actual skills. This is how I play the drums in New York City. I've been drumming since I was a small child. I started to take it more seriously when I was in jazz band in high school, and by the time I was in my early 20s, I was doing session gigs on full albums and having a pretty good time. But most professional musicians can tell you that the schedule is demanding and it's easy to burn out if you're not careful. Burnout was actually the reason I left professional music behind and eventually got a degree in theater. And when I moved to New York, I thought that would be the end of my drumming days. I have an absolutely gorgeous custom kit, but anyone with eyes can see that my apartment is tiny, so that settled it. No more drums. But New York said not so fast. There are paying gigs to be had and plenty of ways to practice if you don't have a kit. I'm going to show you how I go about it. Despite being a professional drummer, I don't have a music degree, so the gigs that I'm the most qualified for and that I play the most often are cabarets at venues like the Green Room 42 and 54 Below. Cabarets are collections of songs from different artists that center around a theme, and in New York, they're generally made up of songs from musical theater.
No way they won't remember.
I usually get asked to play a cabaret 2 to 4 weeks in advance, and since the set lists are generally 15 to 20 songs from 10 or more different musicals, there's no chance I'm getting drum music. The music director usually sends me a piano conductor score for every song, which has the piano part, the vocals, and some sparse instrumentation notes. I then build a playlist of reference tracks for each song, and I go through my piano conductor scores and take detailed notes on the drum parts. The rehearsals for these cabarets are minimal. Studio space is expensive in New York, so we'll usually have one full run-through of the show as a band, the sound check the day of the show, and that's it. Since I only get 1, maybe 2 full runs of the music with my fellow musicians, I have to do a lot of work in advance so that I'm locked in the minute I sit on the kit. I'll build a makeshift kit in my apartment and run the set list a few times to lock down the parts. Then I take it to the practice studio. The apartment is getting old. I'm not prepping for a show right now, but I'm going to take you to the studio and show you how I practice. As I mentioned before, studio time is pricey, so I usually only book 2 hours of studio time in prep for a gig. My studio of choice is Rivington Studios in the Lower East Side. They are dirt cheap and they're less than a mile from my apartment, so I can just pack up my gear and walk there. Now, I say this with all the love in my heart. Rivington Studios gear is garbage. But at $12 an hour, you literally can't beat the price for a solo drum room. I booked a slightly larger studio for today's video because the drums only studio is a literal closet, but the duo studio is only $3 an hour more expensive. The hardest part is lugging gear. I don't mind that Rivington's kits suck because I have my own cymbals and kick pedals that I can use. Nicer studios in Midtown have ready-to-play kits, but they cost 3 or 4 times as much per hour. So I load everything I need into my cymbal bag and kick pedal case and I hit the road. Before I take off, do you want to tell the people about your stint as the bassist for John Bon Jovi? Sweet Lou still doesn't want to talk to you.
Shot to the heart, and you're too late.
All right, we are officially set up. It's 12:40. I've been here for 40 minutes getting set up. My studio time started at 12, so I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to do a little click warm-up, and then I think I'm going to drum through Mr. Brightside a couple times. Little Patreon exclusive content. Throw a little drum cover on the Patreon. It'll be free for anybody who wants to watch it. But yeah, warm up with some Mr. Brightside, and then my buddy Nathan threw me a track. I'm going to take like 3 runs at it. I've never played to it before, and we're just going to see what happens. Nathan, dude, wherever you are, you should know this too. That track is so nasty. Like, is what I'm playing correct? No. Is it a good part for the track? No. Am I having fun and jamming? Yes. That's what it's about. It's about having fun and jamming. Because, you can't expect to sound good when you play once a month, once every 2 months, right? Like, I don't sound even half as good as I sounded in my early 20s when I was practicing 3 hours a day. I sounded really good then. I probably am never going to sound that good again, but I'm having so much more fun now than I had then. Because right now, I'm playing when I want to, and I'm playing what I feel like playing, and I haven't done it in so long that when I actually get on the kit, the release is otherworldly. If your relationship with your art is suffering, take a nice long break, come back to it, and feel super invigorated. It's an experience. It's an experience. Good night.